Cold LinkedIn outreach can be a great alternative to cold email when trying to find new customers or clients for your business. But it used to be really difficult to send out personalized campaigns via LinkedIn because it's just not as simple to set up as cold email. But that is now changed because I have now found a method that allows you to do LinkedIn outreach very easily and very quickly with the same personalization that is enjoyed in email. So I'm in a software right now called Log Growth Machine, and it's pretty much a LinkedIn automation tool that allows you to send out LinkedIn messages to people and then emails if the LinkedIn doesn't work out. So it's a great way to combine different methods of outreach to create a really cool workflow for your business. So after you start the campaign, the first thing it's going to do is visit the person's profile. Sometimes this can be really helpful because people will be able to see if they have LinkedIn Premium that you visited their profile. After that, you're able to add a relation. So in this case, I wanted to connect with the person whose profile I viewed. And so this allows me to send a connection automatically to the prospect. Now you can see here that there are two arrows coming from this, and this is a conditional. So in this case, if the invite isn't accepted, there's a flow. And if somebody does accept the invite request, there's another flow for that as well. I would recommend having some sort of time restriction on this. So I would wait maybe 2-3 days after you send that connection request instead of just sending somebody straight to this flow in 5 minutes. If they do have an email, we go to sending an email. This is essentially the first email of the flow that you've created. Ideally, you have a copy that you want to send out to these people, and this is just the first email you're sending, the first touch, if you will. After that, we will wait another 5 days in this case, and if there's still no reply, we will send them one other email. In this case, hopefully they've pretty much forgotten about the other email we sent to them, and ideally we can just hit them up with a fresh start and send them another value prop of some kind. If there's no reply, then we are going to send them another LinkedIn profile visit just to show that, hey, somebody visited your profile if they have LinkedIn Premium, and then they will see our face again. And as a last touch, if they don't respond to any of those outreaches, we will send them one more email after visiting their LinkedIn profile, hence ending the flow. That is how the flow works for if they don't accept our invite. If they do accept our invite, which of course is the ideal situation here, we have a 30-minute wait time, and then we are sending them a LinkedIn message. The reason that we want to connect with them before sending them a message is that LinkedIn has a limit on in-mails. In-mails are essentially a way to reach out to people that you're not connected with, but you only have a certain amount per month that you can send via LinkedIn Premium. Because of that, we want to connect with them, and after we do, we wait 30 minutes in this case and send them a message via LinkedIn. This could even be pretty similar to the message you're planning on sending via email, but just sending it via LinkedIn instead, because of course it's a better way to get their attention. After that, if there's no reply after 2 days, we will send one more follow-up message via LinkedIn. And if that doesn't work, we will go to email. So if they do have an email, we will send them one. And if they don't, we will send them one more LinkedIn message. So the email flow in this case is just to diversify the way that we're reaching out to them. 3 follow-up emails on LinkedIn is pretty annoying. So ideally we can send them an email instead. But if not, we will resort to that last follow-up. But now that I have this built out, how do I actually send it to people? So if I go to our lead list right here, you can see I only have 2 people on my list that I've added to this campaign so far. And they are both people that work with or around Clay. And I've added them to this audience called Clay Gang. I haven't done anything other than add their company name and their location and LinkedIn. But what if we want to find the emails of people similar to them, maybe even of the people in our list, and then add them to Log Growth Machine for enrichment and sending? The way we're going to do that is Clay. And Clay is pretty much a way to find contacts, enrich them, and then eventually send them to some sort of tool like Log Growth Machine to put into your campaigns. So what I've done here is I've actually imported the profiles of some other people that work for Clay. All I did was I went to home here, new table. You go down to find people from LinkedIn, and you'll see that there is a companies tab right here. We can find people who work for a specific company. Of course, we want to do Clay in this case, so we go to comma separated list, and all we do is throw in the LinkedIn URL of the company we are looking for. So in this case, we have Clay. Click preview people. Now that we have this list of people, all I did here was I imported them into Clay, and we now have a bunch of information about them and where they work. We have their name, we have their company name, we have their job title, location, company domain, and LinkedIn profile. So in this case, I decided that I wanted to write a first line for my email template to give them an opener, and I want it to be personalized. When you're in Log Growth Machine, it's really easy to type out an email, but what if you want to have different variables that change depending on who the prospect is? So that's where Clay comes in. So I use an OpenAI integration, and all I had to do was click Enrich Data and OpenAI right here. I wrote a prompt that said, use the input, which is a location, to create a sentence about a unique landmark or something fun to do near or at the location. I fed them the input, and I said, whenever possible, normalize the location name so it looks like how people that live there would call it. Create a sentence that is under 20 words talking about the location and something unique to do there. Could be going to a famous restaurant or going to see a landmark or anything else unique to that area. Complete each output with my prefix. And after I ran it, you can see here, I have on LinkedIn a notice that you're in Boston. You should try the famous clam chowder at Union Oyster House. And we have a bunch of these random personalizations that I created for this example. After that, I wanted to find their email because as you noticed before in my flow, I send a bunch of emails and you can't find people's emails directly through LinkedIn. What I decided to do was use Clay to do that. I use what was called an email waterfall. What you do is click Enrich Data, type in work email, email, and you'll be able to see that there are several different email providers here. And what Clay does is it tries this provider. If it doesn't find an email, it tries the next provider. And if it doesn't find an email, it tries the next provider, and so on and so forth. All it requires is a person's name and their company's website, and we validate them using zero bounds down here. After we run that, we're able to find their work email validated right here for us. And after that, it is time to send these leads to La Growth Machine. In order to do this, click Add Column and go to Add Enrichment and type in La Growth Machine, and we will create a lead right here. All I had to do was connect to La Growth Machine via their API key. We will select our audience, Clay Gang, and all I had to do was put in all the information required to put this lead into our campaign. We can put their first name right here, their last name right here, their company name right here, and we have their work email. So we are going to put their work email down here, and we've got just about everything required to create a lead here. So what we can do here is save and not run. And if you click this cell right here, this lead will be created. But let's say that we wanted to add our personalization as well. So luckily we are able to add that right down here in the custom attributes section. La Growth Machine and Clay allow up to 2 within their integration. So all we have to do here is to select our column, which is our job duration analysis response, and we can save and run that as well. And we'll update that lead for us here. All right, so if we go into our campaign here now, we can then go to our lead list, and we're able to find all of these people now added to our campaign. That is all it takes to send a personalized campaign with Clay and La Growth Machine. It allows you to send LinkedIn and email combo campaigns that can convert customers at a higher rate than just your conventional cold email. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions, and join our Slack channel to reach out to support if you need anything on the Clay's end, and happy prospecting.